I have frequently been accused of glazing Nigel Richards on this channel, and given his incredible accomplishments in the game of Scrabble, I'm perfectly fine with that. But some of you have asked whether I've actually played the GOAT myself. The answer is yes. I've played him a total of 8 times in my career, and despite my glazing, I've actually won 6 out of those 8 games. In this video, we're going to go way back to 2013 to my first ever game with Nigel, which was a fantastic battle. It's round 7 at the 2013 North American Championship, and after starting fast with a 5-1 record, my reward is a matchup with Nigel in the last game of day 1. He goes first to open the game and throws me for a loop by exchanging just 1 tile. This means that he's very happy with his other 6 tiles, with a high likelihood of S's, E's, and balanced bingo letters. A play like Arch is justifiable here in response, avoiding giving Nigel an easy S hook and making 7-letter bingos much harder to play, while also setting up my L for Larch. Instead, I take the standard option here of Bratch for 32. Although this word does S-hook, it keeps the nice L blank combo for next turn, which is especially good to threaten Brachial for 45 with a common draw of AI. Unsurprisingly, Nigel responds with a bingo of Redirect for 63 to take the lead, and I draw poorly and have to exchange. Things go from bad to worse as Nigel bingos a second time right away with Eurolites, and while my redraw isn't ideal, I at least get 1 vowel to work with. Zips for 45 is a solid move here, but after a closer look, I find a better option of Spitz shedding an extra consonant and getting me 3 more points. Nigel plays Colby for 24, and at last my tiles balance out. Logends is available for 81, but placing an E in open space along with a G in a location where ing words could hit extremely hard is unappealing. So I play Slanged for 80 instead, retaking the lead. Nigel answers with Chi for 31. The only thing I can really tell about the rest of his tiles here is that he doesn't have an I on his rack, or else he would obviously play Chi for 64 in the same spot. With clunky tiles after my bingo, I can't do much with that information, and I make my top move of Wool for 35 to jump back ahead. My lead is short-lived as Nigel's expat slots the X in just the right spot to score as well as a bingo. I don't have great bingo tiles yet, but at least my tiles are balanced, and the Y allows me to hook Woolly with Tardy for a solid 44 points. Next, Nigel plays Moon for 28, and I'm back to having too many consonants. I feel forced into playing Jive to shed the 2 worst bingo tiles on my rack in the J and the V, but I should have considered that Nigel's previous play looks like one he might have made with another O in reserve. If Nigel has the O and the F, for example, he'll counter Jive with a 47-point of in the top right. So Jin could have been a reasonable choice here for me as well. I feel fortunate that he simply plays Joe for 27 instead, though once again he likely has 6 tiles he's happy with after this move. Nigel likely suspects that I could be setting up big plays for myself in the corner and feels compelled to block them. Playing Murines here is sorely tempting, but Murine is an adjective in this lexicon, and Nigel will know that too. So I play Murine with 1 R, leaving RS into a vowel-heavy unseen pool, giving me very good odds of drawing the ERS combination or maybe even the EST combination to the T of expat. Clearly dealing with an excess of vowels, Nigel plays Hume for 30, using 4 of them in one go. As for me, I still have the opposite problem. After Hume, the last good S-hook for 7-letter words is now obstructed, so my best option here looks like Thanes for 30, again keeping 2 consonants with an expectation of drawing vowels, while also denying Nigel access to the newly opened triple lane. Instead, I play Grid for 17, hooking Ruralite, keeping nicely balanced tiles for next turn, at a cost of scoring significantly fewer points, meaning that even if I do hit a bingo quickly, it might not score enough. Nigel answers with Own for 26, blocking off the triple, and I have Vesting on my rack. Unfortunately, it doesn't fit anywhere on this board. I come up with a cool idea here of Vox for 13 points. My leave after this move is extremely strong, and if I draw one of the last 3 A's in particular, I'll have 2 high scoring spots for bingos on separate sections of the board. Nigel makes a smart play of Infauna, blocking the ST possibility and dumping clunky tiles for a solid score, but I actually draw the A I want, giving me Eatings for 85 points. However, I have one other option in the same spot which I decide to play instead, Easting, also for 85. The idea behind this move is that if I draw the 9th and final A along with the second blank, I will threaten high scoring follow-up plays on the triple column, which Nigel will struggle to block. With just 1 tile remaining in the bag, Nigel has 3 sets of duplicates on his rack and the second blank, but no A. From his perspective, there are a bunch of heavy-hitting plays I could have to the triple, Koa or Kia for 38 among them. He could block these with his top scoring option of Nise's for 28, leaving himself the flexible E-blank combo heading into the endgame. This choice will win the game if any of the A, F, K, O, or R are in the bag. However, this play loses the game if the D or either of the 2 E's are in the bag, since the other letters on my rack will give me rake off for 42 points. This not only scores better than my options on the A column, but also uses most of my tiles, including both the K and F at once. This lowers the number of points Nigel can collect from me after his final move. Instead of Nise's, Nigel makes an amazing move here, Season into the N of Infauna for 14 fewer points. Nigel is clearly aware of the rake-off possibility, or else he wouldn't be sacrificing so many points to block it. This play isn't foolproof. If he draws the O, I'll be able to play my 38-point Kia, after which his best outplay will result in a 1-point loss. Similarly, if Nigel draws the D, he'll tie the game with a similar sequence. But with any other tile draw from the bag, Nigel will win this game. That means that out of the 8 possibilities, Season wins 6, ties once, and loses once, making it a full win and a half better than the more natural play of Nise's. As it turns out, the final tile in the bag is the A. While I wasn't threatening any big plays alongside the G, I was threatening Keefe for over 40 points on top of Infauna. I really thought I was going to win this game, but when he blocked Keefe with Season, I slowly realized that Nigel had me beat. After my play of Keefe in the same spot through the I, which is 1 point of spread off from the best move here of Doff, Nigel goes out with C for 18 to end the game. After collecting 10 points from my remaining tiles, he passes me on the scoreboard right at the finish line for a final score of 433 to 427. Although I lost the game, I was so thrilled to get a chance to play Nigel for the first time, and while I didn't play perfectly, I'm very satisfied with how I played this game overall. This game did kick off a 5-game losing streak for me in the 2013 championship, dropping me to 67th in the standings, but I had an absolutely insane comeback from that point to finish 3rd overall. If you're curious who the winner was, do you even have to ask? Every game with the GOAT is a special experience, so if you want to see more games between the two of us, let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to my channel so you don't miss those breakdowns in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.